How do you correct your writing mistakes? Can you do that yourself, or do you get a teacher to do it for you? In today's A to Z of IELTS, I'm looking at correction, and the answer might surprise you. I'm Fiona from IELTS Exam Training Courses and Members Academy. Make sure you watch to the end to see what's the best method for you. Before we start, let's do a little test. This is a Band 6 academic writing. Can you pause the video and read it and tell me what might be wrong with it and how I can get this student to get a higher grade? If you're doing general training, do the same with this one. This got a Band 5. What can you do to improve it? A couple of years ago, I got this idea that error correction was a complete waste of time. My students simply didn't remember what mistakes they were making, so they kept making the same mistakes over and over again. So I decided to do some research. And this is what I found. The research says that error correction is ineffective, even harmful. At best, it's just a waste of time and energy. There is no evidence that teacher error correction works, and therefore there's no clear advice to teachers on the best way to give error correction. So what do we do? I did some research for myself and I called it the Blue Book Project. In the project, I gave my students a blue book. Every time they wrote something, I marked it, but I didn't correct it. I used a marking code like this, and then I gave them the book back. They had a look at their writing and they had to correct their own mistakes. Then they rewrote the same text and I marked it again. I wanted to see if they found the mistakes by themselves, if it would help them long term be able to recognize their mistakes and then correct them themselves. Who needs a teacher? Did it work? Absolutely, yes, it did. So in the research, I was guided by other experts in the field, and we found that if students find their own mistakes, correct them, and then redraft the writing, they do make significant progress in their writing, and it's long term. In fact, in all that research, I found this most useful piece of advice. And it says that if students do something with the error correction, besides simply receiving it and do something with it, then they are far more likely to improve. So what can you do? The ability to detect and correct your own mistakes is an essential skill. There's plenty of technology to help us with that these days. Grammarly, Google Docs, Pro Writing Aid, Grammar Check Net. I'll put all of these links in the description. These are ways of writing by yourself and finding out a bit more about the kind of mistakes you make. So does that mean the teacher is useless? Let's have a look now at how the teacher could help you improve your writing. I give this a Band 6 because it was accurate and had a variety of vocabulary. But I made this into a Band 7. How? Well, when I did my Friday feedback with my group in the Members Academy, I put a few question marks. You can see them here. And I asked the student to put their own words to replace the question marks. And this is what happened. Sales of tapes fell. You add an adverb. You describe the verb. Sales of discs saw a dramatic rise, an adjective to describe the noun, and so on. A slight decrease, a noticeable increase in sales. This is what will make your writing go from a simple but accurate Band 6 to a more precise Band 7. And this is how teachers can help you and guide you towards getting a better IELTS score. It's not always about the grammar. And how about this one? I give this a band 5. Why? It starts very nicely. It's a letter to a friend. How are you? Good to know that you passed your uni exams. It's informal, and then suddenly I am very excited to hear. However, unfortunately, I am not available. I apologize for any inconvenience caused. It's suddenly way too formal, and there's a huge difference between the informal and the formal parts. It means the letter is inconsistent, and this is the biggest problem I see in the general training letter. Fortunately, in my Friday feedback, I could show the students this clear difference in tone, and we fixed it. So here's the result. Very easy to fix, changing it from a 5 to a 7 simply by using contractions, exclamation marks, questions, direct questions, and a much more informal, relaxed tone. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to my videos, and if you'd like to join the Friday feedback sessions, they're part of the Members Academy. They're included once a week with all of the courses and materials. That's all for now. Bye bye.